Hey everyone, my name is Tracy Barber and I'm the president of the Lux Group. I wanted to take a few minutes today. I'm going to try to do this in under 10 minutes to give you guys a market update on what's going on. All our consumers are asking, our agents are asking, lenders are asking, attorneys are asking. Everybody's wondering what's going on with the market right now and where is it going in the next 6 months or a year. Clearly, none of us know for sure, but there are some signs that um, are showing us certain things from a real estate perspective as we go day by day, really, through this COVID-19 crisis. I want to share with you guys the nitty gritty, the cold hard truth of what's going on. I just got back from the grocery store. It took me an hour to get into the grocery store, and I'm sure a lot of you are finding the same thing right now. And obviously, there's going to be a new world order to how we operate our daily lives, even beyond our stay-at-home advisories and our lockdown that some states are having. It's just going to be a different world after this is all over, which who knows when it's going to be all over. So we really have to start looking at real estate and what's going on and where is it going to go from here. Over the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of chat back and forth, and finally, Governor Baker kind of clarified from a real estate perspective whether we're considered essential or not. Governor Baker did announce that he considered real estate to be essential. Same thing with the financial services, banks, lenders, etc. The reason I think he did this is because he knows how crucial the real estate market is to the economy. The problem with it, though, is he hasn't clarified what we should be considering essential right now. Yes, there are always people that need to buy and sell, whether it's a relocation or just a financial stress that's already happening because of this, that's causing people to need to sell. There are always circumstances when people have to move, and we are continuing to service these people. The real question comes in, especially over the next week or two, and it's April 2nd now, is what happens from here. Right now, most agents, most buyers, most sellers are kind of sitting on the sideline, taking it really precautious and really safe, and every one of us should be. We shouldn't be out there endangering other people and other families and ourselves and our families by going out and acting inappropriately or doing things that aren't essential. We really need to take it easy and let things start clearing up a little bit. At some point in time, from where we go from here, well, right now you have some essential, businesses happening. All our under agreements are moving forward. There's been a couple that have fallen out. There are some people that have lost their jobs. There have been some changes to FHA. I've spent a lot of time this week watching webinars, taking part in webinars, listening and reading and trying to figure out what's going on. A lot of the lenders have gotten more strict with the FHA. They're raising their credit scores. This is not an FHA issue, it's a lender issue. So if you're getting told one thing by a lender, it doesn't mean you won't hear something completely different from another. So my suggestion is lean on your real estate agent that you're working with, or any of the Lux Group agents that you're connected to, or any agent for that matter, and ask them if it sounds right. Some lenders are turning people down that could go out to another lender and find that they would get pre-approved. Not every lender is going to be the same, and this is going to be the case for a long time to come. So it's really going to be important to lean on the professional that you're working with and make sure they help guide you through the process and guide you through whether or not you're getting the right information from your lender. So it's going to be, I can't express this enough, but over the next year, 2 years or beyond, it's really critical that you align yourself with a professional real estate agent and an experienced real estate agent. And if the agent you're working with isn't highly experienced, hopefully they're working with a broker who's like myself, who's highly experienced. I started in real estate 15 years ago. I had 10 years of construction experience before that. And I made it through the last downturn. I actually started my real estate career before the last downturn, right before it. So it was pretty interesting for a few years. So you need someone who's experienced or has experience close to them that can help you with this. Same thing with your attorneys and any lender you're working with. Experience matters. It really does. And this is where it's going to show that it matters. So whatever you're thinking about doing, I don't care whether you're thinking about staying long-term, buying, selling, short-term, long-term, you need to be educated and knowledgeable on what's going on in the market so you can make smart financial decisions. For some people out there, it'll be now is the time to sell. Whether one person in the household lost their job, or it's clear that it's going to be less income coming into the family, maybe even if it's not a job cut, it may be a pay cut. If it's clear that some people need to sell, then let's start talking about it now, because here's what I see for real estate. Showings right now are extremely down. I think that's going to change in the next few weeks. It's not going to come back all at once, but as people start to get out of their house again, hopefully in the next month, and maybe it will be longer, whenever that is, that they start feeling like they can get back out and searching for homes, if they're not already out searching for homes, the showings will come back. As you can see here, I've got a little graph from Showing Time. That's one of our showing scheduling services that we use for a majority of the listings in the state use this service. And the showings are down 48% over last year at this time. So right when the spring market was supposed to start happening, you've got less showings and less listings coming in the market. The MLS sheet that I'm pulling up right now too, this shows you inventory this year, today, versus last year today. And we are down 22, almost 3,500 listings. So for those of you who weren't aware of what was going on in the real estate market before this COVID crisis started to happen, basically what was going on is we had a shortage of inventory. We had a shortage of inventory and a very strong buyer pool. So I look at it and say, well, what's changed at this point? The showings have clearly dropped. That means most people are taking the precautions. They're not in a must-move situation. So they're sitting still, which they should be. And you have some people out there that are still looking for a home. So if you are selling and you are on the market, I would not advise you to take it off the market at this point, because you never know who might be needing to move. We put deals under agreement this week that were relocations. They had to find a house. They just chose what was on the market. So I wouldn't say that you should come off the market, but I don't also necessarily think it's a must list time. Yes, you could list if you feel it's safe for you, or if the house is vacant, certainly it's a good time to list. But we need to watch when the showings start picking up again. That'll be an indication to us that it's time to start getting the houses back on the market, because there'll be more buyers than there are houses. So when this whole thing starts to change, what I see happening is listings, buyers will start to get out there, listings will start to get out there. There'll be more new listings coming on the market, and it'll be a frenzy of activity for the first couple months. It may start really slow for the first couple weeks to a month, but then we'll get we'll get to that point where everybody's starting to feel pretty comfortable getting out there. And when I say getting out there, it's going to be much different than it was before. I think open houses are going to be minimum. If they are, they're going to be run very tightly. You're not going to see massive amounts of people running through a house at the same time. People are going to still social distance, whether our government is telling us to or not. Everybody's going to be wearing gloves and wearing masks if that makes them comfortable, and hand sanitizing, and showings will be run precautiously in that fashion for the foreseeable future, at least this year. So everything is going to be different, but buyers and sellers will get back out there, and you will see a flurry of activity the first couple of months. So we might all get a false impression that the market is going to be strong again. And it could. There is a chance it could. But my concern as a real estate owner and someone that's watched the markets very closely for many, many years, is my concern is after that first initial onslaught of listings coming on and buyers making moves, that there will be, I know for sure there's going to be less buyers in the market. Yes, we had a major amount of buyers in the market for the number of listings, so we had we had plenty of demand with a limited supply. But once those initial buyers get out there and buy again, my concern is more for the third quarter and fourth quarter. My concern is that once those initial buyers who are still in a financial position to buy, what's left in the fall and the winter. We're definitely going to have less first-time home buyers come in the market, which may open the floodgates for the downsizers who are looking to downsize. They've had a hard time competing for those ranches and capes because they've been eating up and competing against first-time home buyers. So it may not be as affected as we think it is right off the bat. And don't take that as false, like a false hope that this market is saved. We won't know probably till the third or fourth quarter, maybe beyond that. So my reservations for anybody that's thinking about buying or selling, if you're buying and you find the right house, just buy. Why? Because the rates are incredible. The rates are going to be incredible. Every lender I've talked to in the last 2 weeks, and everyone this week I've talked to, and I'm talking to a lot of them, they all say that the rates are probably going to stay pretty low. They're going to have to. Otherwise, we are really going to be in trouble as far as the real estate market goes. And real estate is a major driver of the economy. There's a reason that we're considered essential and that they want us to keep going in some regards and not completely close down the real estate market, is because real estate is a major driver of the economy. And it's really a balance of keeping the economy somewhat going and saving lives, because you can have deaths in a poor economy or a depression for sure. So I wouldn't want to be in any of those, in that position of Governor Baker and any of our government officials and trying to make these decisions. It's got to be extremely hard. So as we come out of this, if you're comfortable getting out there and looking right now, do so comfortably with an agent who's taking precautions. The agent should be helping with the protocol, with the gloves and the hand sanitizer and masks if necessary. If you're not comfortable right now, wait a few weeks and get back out there. And if you find the right house for you and you're going to be in there for 5 to 10 years, just buy it. The rates aren't going to be any better than this ever. And they may stay like this for a year, but after that, they're going to have, at some point, start going up. So just buy the house you love. I think we've all started to have a whole new appreciation of what our home is like and how happy we are in it. And some people out there are probably feeling pretty tight in their home right now and might be thinking, if we can afford it, we got to get out of this house at some point. So if you're feeling that way, don't hesitate. If you're going to be there long term, just buy it at a great rate. And don't worry if the market goes down 5 to 10% in the next year. That's your home. It's better than paying rent, trust me. So don't hesitate, just keep buying. If you're selling, I would also caution you, maybe now's a good time to sell, sometime in the next few months. Inventory is extremely low right now. A lot of the stuff that was left in the market has been eaten up in the last few weeks of the kind of buyers that continued. So there's extremely low inventory right now. If you're looking to cash out when you have a place to go, or you can find the house you want to buy, now's the time to probably do it. It's also probably a good time to make offers with sale contingencies, meaning if you need to make an offer and it needs to be contingent on selling your current house, now's a pretty good time to do it because sellers are a little bit more flexible with what they're willing to do right now. And they probably will be as we go forward because they know that maybe there's not another buyer around the corner. But one of the things that I'm telling every seller right now is you can no longer afford to throw it out at a high price. We were seeing sellers just say, you know what, I know that you think the house is valued in here, but let's throw it out up here. And even if they failed right away, they'd make 1 or 2 price reductions and sell it. You can't do that anymore. I am highly suggesting that sellers not overprice their homes. The problem with overpricing your home is what if all of a sudden we do start to get a lot of motivated sellers who need to financially sell coming into the market, and they're more motivated than you possibly, then they're going to come in under you for price. Now you're going to drop the price, and what are they going to do? They're going to drop your price. You never want to be chasing the market. No one ever should be trying to chase the market. It's just not a good thing to do. So price right to try to move your house quickly so that you're not caught chasing the market. In a worst case scenario, you could literally chase your competitors downward 15 to 20%. That is how markets decline, when sellers start to pressure each other to go lower because they need to sell. We don't want to get into a situation where you're having to lower your price and constantly chase your competition. So get out there, get at the right price, sell your home, move on to your next steps, and be happy that you're on to that next step and you didn't completely lose 10, 15, 20% equity. It could happen. Depending on how the market comes back, we could be headed to a recession. Some have talked depression. I really don't think that, and I hope not. But we have to be cognizant of it, and we have to watch these things from day to day. I will provide all of our Lux Group agents and customers with a weekly market update like this, just so you know what's going on in the market. You know, where the market goes from here, who knows? I think it's going to be largely dependent on how many people get back to work. I don't know what the current number is this week. Few days ago, it was over 3.5 million people had filed for unemployment. Crazy numbers. I heard that we could be up as far as 35 or 40% unemployment this week, next week, in the week after. My wonder, and where I'm really going to have probably more feelings about where the real estate market will head in the future, is when that data starts to come out after people start to get back to work. How many employers are going to be hiring people back? I'm hesitant to think that a lot of them are going to be hired back, because I think these businesses are going to be hard up for cash flow. Some of them may get this loan from the government and get some money back into their coffers, but they're not going to be quick to hire like they did before, because they're going to be worried about a recession also. So it's clear to me the unemployment's going to be pretty high still. The question is enough people going to be back in the market, in a market that hasn't had a high inventory, to get back to work, and making sure that the people that are in their houses don't get foreclosed, as long as the lenders are working with them to find solutions, so we don't end up with a ton of foreclosures and short sales again, like happened in 2006, 7, and 8. As long as that happens and we can keep people in home ownership, then I think we'll be okay. We might have a small recession. We might have a few quarters that are negative, and then it kind of balances out. There's a lot up in the air right now. We can see a couple months ahead, and I can say that if you're going to sell, next few months should be a pretty good time to sell. If you're looking to buy and you're looking to stay in there long term, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're worried about your job, or you may want to move somewhere else in the next couple of years, maybe you hold back. Most owners of a real estate company would never say that, but I'm just a straight shooter, and I'm always going to tell it how it is, and that's what I see happening. Like, it's just the reality we're going to have to deal with. It's going to be a whole new world order of how we do business as real estate, as how we operate as humans in general. And I'm just hoping all the restaurants and retailers and everything can get back to business some point in the near future, and our economy just continues to believe that we have the strength to overcome something like this, and then we can all get back to our daily lives. If you have any questions anytime, feel free to let any of our Lux Group real estate agents know, or you can call me anytime. My number is 978-400-1617. Again, I'm Tracy Barber, president of the Lux Group, and I hope your family is staying safe. I hope you take all the precautions you can to make sure that you stay safe, your family stays safe, and that you're keeping all those around you safe. And last PS, please keep your kids at home. I see way too many and hear way too many people saying that the kids are still playing in large groups. We need to all do our civic duty to help out one another, and try to lay low as much as possible and stay safe, and practice personal protection and personal protection protocols for the foreseeable future, so that we can get over this, get to the point where we can find a cure, find a vaccine for this, and move on with life. Wish you the best always. Thank you. Have a great day.